record down State Route 33 to meet an old friend. It's the Redskins and the Rough Riders tonight on Game Face Ohio. Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Skip Bachman Stadium, where tonight the St. Mary's Rough Riders will host the Wapakoneta Redskins in a WBL contest. I'm Dan Hearn, along with Paul Sadler, as we welcome you into the Minster Bank pregame show. The Wapakoneta Redskins coming to tonight's ball game 7-0 and 6-0 inside Western Buckeye League play under the direction of Coach Travis Moyer in his first season at the helm, and they are coming off a 21-14 win over Ottawa Glandorf, Paul.
Yeah, they held on last week in a battle for the top of the WBL against a tough Titan team, and they were able to maintain then control and winning an outright WBL championship, which would be their first since 2006. They hit some long plays offensively, but the top-ranked defense was tested against a very good OG offense. A couple bad snaps and some turnovers put that defense in a hole, but the Redskins were able to keep the Titans off the scoreboard 4 out of 5 trips into the red zone. But on the year, they are surrendering only 7.4 points per game.
That defense last week was led in part by Adam Henderson, who collected 7.5 tackles against OG.
Yeah, Adam Henderson is a two-way starter. He is a three-sport athlete, two-way starter for the Redskins. He makes plays on both sides of the ball. He leads the team in interceptions and is second on tackles for that top-ranked defense, but on offense, he leads the team in receptions and receiving yards, while he also rushes for over 100 yards. He's even blocked a punt on special teams for the Redskins. He's a big-time player who just continues to make big plays wherever he is.
The St. Mary's Rough Riders come into this ball game 4-3. They're now 3-3 inside the Western Buckeye League under the direction of Coach Doug Fry, who is now 93-28 at St. Mary's. And the Rough Riders coming off a 49-21 win over Defiance, a game in which they rushed for 541 yards.
Yeah. Coach Fry has the resurgent Rough Riders as a relevant threat in the Western Buckeye League. He put an end to the 20-game WBL losing streak earlier this season against Elida. St. Mary's has won back-to-back games, are looking to win their first 3-game winning streak since 2009. As per a Rough Rider tradition, they owe much of their success on the ground and currently boast an offense that leads the WBL in rushing, total offense, and scoring.
That Rough Rider offense turns more often than not to Isaac Fitzgerald, who last week had 201 yards.
Yeah, like his counterpart, number 20 for the Redskins, number 20 for the Rough Riders. Isaac Fitzgerald is also a three-sport athlete and a linchpin to this top-ranked Rough Rider rushing attack. Last week against Defiance, he rushed for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, but his best game of the year was the overtime game versus Elida that broke the 20-game record losing streak in the WBL, where he scored a total of 5 touchdowns on 43 carries, had a couple catches, and nearly 300 yards from scrimmage. On the season, he's over 1,000 yards rushing with 17 total touchdowns, and he leads the WBL in rushing, all-purpose yards, touchdowns, and points.
Paul, it's time now to take a look at our Game Face Ohio keys to the game. And let's take a look at Wapak's first.
Well, Wapak, they need to win the turnover battle and then create third and long situations on defense. You know, Coach Moyer really thinks that the game can be won on first and second down and then execute in all 3 phases.
And for the home team, the St. Mary's Rough Riders? Yeah,
and for St. Mary's, they need to play mistake-free football, get great special teams play, and to create some turnovers themselves. So Coach Fry really believes that maybe the mistakes could determine the winner tonight.
Now, Paul, there's a gentleman over on the far sideline on the home side that looks very familiar to me. Do you recognize him?
Yeah, we kind of mentioned his name a few times here. An obvious interesting storyline to this game is Coach Fry returning this year to the sidelines for St. Mary's, where he was the head coach from 1998 to 2008. Then he went cross county to coach Wapak the last 4 years, to their best 4-year record in school history. In the end, it looks to be a win-win for all of them, as Coach Fry has the Rough Riders back on the right track and winning football games, and Wapak continues to enjoy success with now Travis Moyer as the head man.
Well, it should be a good ball game here tonight in St. Mary's. That puts a wrap on the Minster Bank pregame show. We'll be back with the start of tonight's ball game after this. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet into one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Maybe I'll just leave it at that. Welcome back to St. Mary's, where tonight the Rough Riders hosting the Wapakoneta Redskins. As we take a look at the weather forecast for tonight's ball game. Looks like it should be a good evening for football, Paul.
Yeah, it looks beautiful outside. We had a little threat of some sprinkles earlier, but it looks nice now.
This is the 109th meeting between these two teams as you take a look at the series statistics.
Historically, St. Mary's has dominated that, but Wapak's won the last 4, and Coach Fry has actually excelled in this game. He was 4-0 as head coach as Wapak and 9-2 as head coach at St. Mary's in this game.
Meyer puts the foot into it. It's a squib kick, and it'll be fielded by Fitzgerald at around the 30-yard line. And he will be dumped at the 34. So that's where St. Mary's will start their first possession of the night. Wapakoneta won the toss and has elected to defer. So,
and sophomore Dustin Howe, the quarterback for St. Mary's, although his passing numbers has fell off, he is actually second in the Western Buckeye League in quarterback ranking. But Coach Fry really, as they've won 3 out of the last 4 games, has really started to go to the ground game.
He was 1 out of 3 last week against Defiance, so not a lot of pass attempts. Here's the handoff, left side, not much there for Fitzgerald on the first carry. This will be the big battle, Paul, in this ball game, how this offense and its running attack stacks up against this Wapakoneta rush defense.
Yes, and they're going to be led by that offensive line. Zach Olsoff and Sean Bowen, stalwart tackles for this team. And skill players, Isaac Fitzgerald, as we mentioned, Eric Spicer had a big week last week against Defiance.
Here's Fitzgerald again off the right side, gets a couple across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. So a 3rd down and long situation, which is what Wapak's defense wanted.
Yeah, and that defensive line right now is playing really great football. Thomas Shaneline, we mentioned him a lot last week, had a strong game against Ottawa Glandorf. And leading tackler Jared Cockrell and Adam Henderson, we mentioned, and Landon Hall, we're going to call his name a lot tonight for this top-ranked defense.
Up to the line, St. Mary's offense. Howell has them under center on a 3rd down and long. He is back to pass. Fires it out left side where it's caught by Spicer, and he'll be pushed out of bounds short of the first down marker. So 3 and out on the first possession for St. Mary's.
Yeah, really good coverage right there by Cameron Locke. And as we can see him making the play right there on the screen, a very strong secondary. Again, 2nd week in a row that this top-ranked Wapak defense is playing the top-ranked offense. They were able to knock OG from the top here, but St. Mary's, again, leading in points and overall yards and rushing.
Low snap and some pressure on Fitzgerald, but he is able to get the kick away. It'll be down by St. Mary's near the 40-yard line. So Wapak will have good field position to start their first possession of the night.
Yeah, and they're led by senior quarterback Cody Morgan. Cody's been a very efficient quarterback. Again, Coach Moyer, similar to what the Rough Riders are doing a lot more on the ground. But Morgan, although he is 8th in passing in the league, he actually leads the Western Buckeye League in quarterback ranking.
Redskins will come to the line at the 39-yard line after the 22-yard punt by Fitzgerald. And Morgan will be under center. It'll be Eaton and Metz in the backfield behind him, and Metz will get the first handoff going off the left side for positive yards up to the 43.
And really good push right there on that left side, led by first-team All-Leaguers Blake Fenning and Will Rankin on that left side. And there you can see Keaton Metz, a big-time playmaker. John Eaton gets a lot of the tough yardage between the tackles. Right now, the lone running back with Morgan in the backfield.
Morgan will take it himself. He goes off the right side and may have gotten a yard on that carry. He ended up with 15 carries for 65 yards in last week's ball game against OG, leading all rushers for Wapak.
And Keegan Klinger, we'll kind of mention, made the tackle on that last play. Is also one of the standouts, leading his teams in tackle for loss and sacks for the year. And Jaden Heitkamp, the leading tackler for this team from the inside linebacker. Leininger and Mays are also very experienced players.
Morgan puts Henderson in motion across the field to the far side and fires it out his way. It's caught by Smith, the tight end. He's up across midfield and picks up the first down to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's Jared Smith, 8th reception of the year. Pretty similar start for both teams. Both of them started off with 2 runs, didn't get a whole lot, went for a pass on third down, but the Redskins were able to move the chains right there. As you can see, the defensive backfield, Tester, Spicer, Swanson, all strong players for the Rough Rider defense.
8 yards on the connection between Morgan and Smith for the first down. The first down for either team. Now it'll be Henderson in his slot with Locke outside of him on the near side of the field, and Metz lines up wide to the right. Morgan will keep it himself. He goes up the middle of the field across the 45 to the 43.
And, you know, an interesting decision early on, just going all the way back to the coin toss that Coach Moyer made, Dan. By deferring with a strong defense, you get a 3-and-out and you get great field position. So even just one first down, they're already into Rough Rider territory.
Well, it brings up a 2nd down and 5 for the Redskins, and they've moved positive so far on each play. Morgan with a hard snap count before looking to the sideline for the play. He will lob it out to the near side, and it'll go off the hands of Henderson at the 45-yard line. Looked like he had some space to maneuver if he were able to haul that one in.
Yeah, something obviously they saw on film leading up to it, and Morgan was able to recognize the look. So he went to the bubble screen for Henderson, but it was just off his fingertips. But you're right, would have went for a little bit. Instead, it's going to bring up a 3rd down situation.
This 3rd down at 5, just over 8 minutes to play here. First quarter.
And again, this is an interesting matchup between the two. You know, it's number 1 versus number 1 when St. Mary's has the ball. You know, this one, it's a little bit more evenly matched as well.
Here's the pitch to Metz, who goes off the right side. He turns on the jet, now cuts it back to the middle of the field, and he'll go down after picking up a first down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Metz, 7th in the Western Buckeye League in rushing, you know, one of the more explosive players with some speed, gets the ball out on the pitch and is able to get to the outside very quickly and pick up another 3rd down conversion, the 2nd one on this drive.
And Wapak struggled last week on 3rd down against OG, something that they got better on as the game went on, but right now 2 for 2. 21-yard gain from Metz on that last carry. Morgan under center, first down, handoff Metz. Goes to the right, he's stacked up as he gets to the line of scrimmage.
And although not listed as a starter, Chase Roop is able to make the play. He's actually 2nd in the team in tackles, and we'll be calling his name quite a bit tonight as well.
short gain on that play brings up a 2nd down and 8.
I kind of mentioned the rankings coming into this. Offensively, Wapak is 2nd on the rush, but defensively, St. Mary's is 5th against the rush, but they're 10th against the pass.
Pitch to Metz. He goes off the left side, and he's down to the 15-yard line, make it the 14. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and short. Good penetration by St. Mary's there. They got to Cody Morgan pretty quickly, but able to get rid of the ball.
And this is the type of 3rd down that you want. This is the third down situation that they've been in, but this has been the shortest yardage that they've had to try to pick up here with this 3rd and 2 situation.
This will be the 9th play of the drive coming up here. Morgan under center will hand it off to Metz, who goes off the left side, and he'll stay on his feet to the 10-yard line. And enough for another Wapak 1st down.
Nice leg drive there by Metz to get the yardage there. Roop able to make the tackle, though.
So it'll be a 1st and goal for the Redskins. That ball just inside the 10-yard line. Keaton Metz with that last carry now up to 37 yards on this possession. He gets it off the left side. He's inside the 5, dives toward the end zone, and down at the 1-yard line.
And this is a Metz-filled drive, but there is a flag down on the play right at about the 6-yard line, and it looks like it's going to come back.
And it will go against Canetta, so that will negate another nice run by Keaton Metz.
And, that's something that we've seen sometimes. One of the things that can only really stop Wapak at times is themselves. We've seen them stub their toe a few times on offense. One thing that can definitely bail them out is a tremendous kicking game. But obviously that's not what the Redskins are thinking of right now with this 1st and goal now situation at the 16.
And the Redskins made a number of miscues last week that their defense helped them avoid problems with.
And I'm sure that's something that Coach Moyer and Coach Voll really addressed with their team and trying to get things taken care of from the offensive end so the defense is not put in that situation.
Here's Metz again this time.
It looks like Eaton right there.
John Eaton off the left side, so he'll get down to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, that time Metz was the lead blocker for Eaton as he really put his pads forward and got a lot of momentum to get about a gain of 6 there off the left-hand side.
So the ball back up to the original line of scrimmage now, and it's 2nd down and goal from the 10. Locke will line up wide to the right, Henderson wide to the near side left. And the handoff will go to Metz this time. He'll go down to about the 6-yard line, a gain of 4 on 2nd down.
Nice job by Corey Crawford right there, pulling from his tackle position, was able to get a pancake block to open up the hole. But the Rough Riders, early in this game, kind of a pivotal moment, a 3rd and goal from about the 7-yard line. Can they keep this Redskin offense out of the end zone?
Morgan will bring him to the line of scrimmage. He has Eaton and Metz in the backfield. And Locke and Henderson wide to each side, and before the play, a timeout going to be taken by the Redskins. We'll take a timeout as well. 4:23 remaining 1st quarter. No score here in St. Mary's. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Minster Bank is celebrating 100 years of serving our local communities.
We are proud of our past and we look forward to a promising future.
Thanks for the opportunity to help our local businesses grow.
Thanks for letting us serve you past banking hours.
Thanks for letting us serve you and getting to know you personally.
Through our private wealth management department, we provide trusted investment advice.
Minster Bank's success and longevity is truly a testament to the communities and the customers that we serve.
Thanks for 100.
After a timeout, the Redskins come to the line of scrimmage facing a 3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line. Henderson will be wide to the left. Metz and Locke wide to the right as Morgan will work out of the shotgun. He is back to pass. Looks left side, fires, and in and out of the hands of Henderson in the end zone. An incompletion and a 4th down coming up.
Yeah, Spicer there on the coverage, just a little bit too hot to handle for the leading receiver, Adam Henderson. And it looks like Coach Moyer is going to look for 3 points here, which is going to be a little bit disappointing. And, you know, that penalty possibly cost them 6 points here.
So Tristan Meyer will be on to attempt the field goal.
And he's been clutch all year, 6 for 7 on field goals, as well as flawless on point after touchdowns.
24-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is through. So the Redskins get on the board first with 4:14 remaining in the first quarter. The visitors take a 0 lead. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
.414 remaining here in the first quarter, and the Redskins put together the first scoring drive of the night as they get a 23-yard field goal by Tristan Meyer, capping a 13-play, 55-yard drive that covered 6 minutes and 16 seconds. So the Redskins dominating the time of possession so far, Paul.
Well, it's early in this game, but you know, the 3rd down conversions may be a big key here. They're 3 for 4 on that possession.
Line drive kick hit one of the up men near midfield and bounced off. It looked like the Rough Riders dove on it, but we'll see who comes out of that pile with the ball. And St. Mary's will have the ball and a short field to work with.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to just try to squib kick it, and it just happened to go off an up man. Didn't get the number on that who it went off of.
I think it was number 57, Kyle Wagner, but I might be wrong about that.
So, but either way, it's tremendous field position for the Rough Riders, which, you know, the better field position you can get against a stout defense, the better. Again, you know, Coach Fry really wants to be able to run the ball, but this is going to be the toughest challenge to date.
This will be just the 4th offensive play of the night for St. Mary's, and Fitzgerald will take the carry up the middle into Redskins territory for the first time tonight to the 46-yard line.
And while it's only a 4-yard gain, Coach Fry will take that all night long. 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, move the chains. Not going to be pretty, but that would be the most effective way for the Rough Riders to be able to pull the upset tonight.
Ends up being a 5-yard gain, a 2nd down and 5 coming up now as we close in on 3 minutes to play here first quarter.
Now, even though they want to run the ball, I think it's important that sometimes they spread out the Redskins just to get some people out of that box. You know, they just have too many bodies. They really collapse as they just did right there. You need to get more white jerseys away from between the tackles if that's where you want to run the ball.
So a 3rd down coming up. And a 3rd down and 3 is more of what Coach Fry was looking for. And it will be Howell to go to the outside, looking for the corner. He'll find space inside the 40-yard line and brought down as he gets to the 37. And a 1st down for the Rough Riders.
And that was a nice little wrinkle that the Rough Riders just showed there to get the first down of the game for St. Mary's. Faking the inside counter play to Spicer. Howell able to keep the ball and go around the left-hand side to pick up the 1st down.
So the first down of the night for the Rough Riders puts them at the 38-yard line. And it'll be Fitzgerald who's tripped up as he gets across the line of scrimmage after a gain of a yard, maybe 2.
You know, one of the things that you're going to look at, the Wapak defense, not only, you know, are they very talented in a lot of different areas, they're also really big. You know, they have a size advantage, you know, on the Rough Riders from a defensive to offensive line standpoint. So they're really going to have to kind of work their angles when they run their traps, you know, work on their angle blocks to really, you know, take away that advantage.
Timeout going to be called before this play as the Rough Riders will talk things over. 33 seconds remaining in the 1st quarter. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
.133 left in this 1st quarter, and the Rough Riders with the ball, and a 2nd down and 8 coming up. The pitch will go to Fitzgerald off the left side, and he's going to get down inside the 35-yard line to about the 32.
It's going to set up about a 3rd and 3 right there. A nice little gainer trying to get Fitzgerald out to the outside, mixing up their point of attack, but still really rushing the ball, but not just going between the tackles, has proven to be somewhat successful for the Rough Riders.
Voorhees will be the lone wideout. He lines up to the right side. The handoff goes to Fitzgerald going to the left, and he runs into a pile of white jerseys near the 27-yard line.
And it's going to be pretty close.
They spotted at the 28-yard line, and that will be enough for a 1st down.
So Fitzgerald, as we expect, is going to get a lot of carries tonight. That's something we're going to keep an eye on. Able to move the chains again for the Rough Riders, and Coach Fry's team's got something going on.
1st and 10. Fitzgerald and Obringer in the backfield. It'll be Obringer, and he'll take it to the 25-yard line. A gain of 3 on 1st down.
Yeah, Hartman coming from the defensive line to be able to go down the line and make the play to keep that as a short gain.
Under 30 seconds of play here is 1st quarter.
And Coach Fry might opt to just decide to go into the train tracks for the next play. We'll see if he wants to get this next play off or not.
Now we're down under 10 seconds now as Howell brings it to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they will try and get this play off before the end of the quarter.
Freshman Bo Fry is in the background.
And again.
Excuse me.
All right. 1 quarter of play in what has been a good contest. And the Washington Redskins take a 3-0 lead. You're watching high school.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. And together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Walpock, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Back here for the start of the second quarter, the Rough Riders trailing 3-0, and Spicer takes the handoff and goes kind of awkwardly toward the end zone, but he'll get knocked down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, and in on that play is senior defensive back Quinn Lockridge, who's been out with a forearm injury. Good to see him back. He's not in the game anymore, but I do feel the need. I did mispronounce someone's name by saying the wrong last name. Number 5 is actually freshman Bo Kenning, not to be confused with the current coach, Bo Fry, son of Doug Fry, who is also a number 5 standout for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, getting the last names right is kind of important. Fitzgerald goes to the right, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards down to the 16-yard line.
And if it is that 4, that's going to be enough to be able to move the chains, and that's what they said. So, going exactly the script right here, nothing, exciting about moving the chains, but that's exactly what Doug Fry wants. Positive gain on first down, positive gain on second down to have a manageable third down and be able to move the chains.
Well, they have definitely moved the ball much better on their second possession. Howell will hand it off to Spicer, looking for this right side, and he's going to find room down to about the 11-yard line, so a 4-yard gain on first down.
Out of the full house look right there, Spicer really makes it look like he's going to go all the way outside and does a nice job cutting it up as soon as he sees a little gap in the defense.
Make it a 5-yard gain. It's second down and 5 coming up. This will be the 11th play of the drive coming up for St. Mary's. Walpock put together 13 plays to get the field goal in the first quarter. And the Rough Riders trying to answer on the ensuing possession. Howell under center. Hands it off to Fitzgerald, left side. He jumps over one man and dives forward to the 5-yard line.
Nice job by Tristan Becker right there leading the way, the pulling guard. And the Rough Riders, trying to see, can they crack this defense? The Rough Riders lead the Western Buckeye League with 29 touchdowns on the year rushing. The Redskins have only given up 1 the entire year, Dan.
So a first and goal for the Rough Riders now. Howell to Fitzgerald, and he runs into a wall at the 5.
Yeah, that was power versus power right there. Rough Riders going with just kind of a lead-off tackle play, and then Shane Line led defense. I was having nothing of it.
Paul, we should talk a little bit more about Shane Line as we go along, because last week he spent a lot of time harassing the quarterback. In this situation, he's got to play a different style.
Playing another top-ranked offense, but totally different style. More of a passing team last week with OG, and obviously a ground-based team here.
Fitzgerald off the right side picks up a couple.
Colton Brown.
3, but it's going to force St. Mary's to do a 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Colton Brown dicing in there to be able to get the tackle there. And some interesting decisions going on here for time and position. You're going against a really, really tough defense. You're inside the 5-yard line. Do you want to take 2 shots at it to try to get in the end zone? How aggressive do you want to be? And obviously, I think what Coach White decides is going to be determined by what they do here.
One wide out wide to the near side. Howell under center. Fitzgerald and Spicer behind him. And Howell is going to get back to throw and lobs it to Fitzgerald for the touchdown.
tremendous play call right there. Play action pass. Howe be able to find our player to watch coming into the game, Isaac Fitzgerald. That is only his second touchdown receiving of the year. It's his 18th overall touchdown. Dustin Howe only his 4th touchdown passing, but again, a very, very efficient player for Doug Fry and a tremendous answer drive for the Rough Riders.
Here's another look at it.
You see play action faked out our own camera guys.
And they don't get fooled often. Troglin will be on to attempt the extra point, and a lot of pressure there applied by Locke, but the kick is up and good. So St. Mary's will take the lead here with 8:38 remaining in the half. 7-3, the Rough Riders on top. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
And we bring it back here to Skip Bachman Stadium. Another look at the touchdown that put the Rough Riders ahead. A play action pass right there by Howe. Fooled the Walpock defense. And then Howe able to find the senior standout Isaac Fitzgerald in the end zone. And the Rough Riders are in the lead.
That's 4 for 4 on third down. 3-yard touchdown pass from Howell to Fitzgerald ended a 14-play, 51-yard drive that covered 7 minutes and 4 seconds.
And Doug Fry could not have asked for anything better out of this Rough Rider. A long drive put together with a lot of third down conversions, all on the ground with the exception of the touchdown.
High kick here, fielded at the 25, back across the 30 to the 33, and that's where Wapauck's offense will come back out onto the field after the return.
Well, this Redskin offense has not trailed very often. The only one off the top of my head I know where they've trailed was the Kenton game. So, we'll see what Coach Moyer has to, obviously not a panic time whatsoever. You're a very experienced offense right here. Long way to go here in terms of football. A lot of football left to be played.
Morgan will work out of the shotgun now. He has one receiver to his right, and a man in motion across the backfield. That's Metz, who takes the pitch, and he is hit in the backfield and stopped for a loss.
So a different look right there with kind of a jet toss sweep to Metz, but Spicer was totally unblocked and was there to be able to make the play and turn him into Roop, who cleaned up with the tackle.
So the loss on the... Well, they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so a 2nd down and 10 coming up for Wapakoneta.
How are they doing?
Again, Morgan out of the shotgun. He'll send Metz in motion across the backfield to the far side of the field to join Henderson. Morgan with time, throws it left side, and it goes off the hands of the tight end Smith, incomplete at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, you'd like to make sure you haul that in. It would have been the second catch of the game. Obviously, would really like to have that opportunity back, but that's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Redskins. They actually had the schematic advantage right there that they motioned into trips, and the Rough Riders really only in position to really cover the 2. The spacing was a little bit off for the Redskins there, I would say, as well.
Well, the Redskins are 3 for 4 on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down and 10 here for Wapakoneta, and Morgan out of the shotgun takes the snap. He has time and fires it over the center of the field where it is called incomplete. by the near side official as he was trying to connect with Cameron Locke.
Yeah, appeared to that bullet pass kind of skipped in low, and that's going to bring up a 3 and out and a stop, and brings the Rough Rider faithful to their feet. And we should mention this is a tremendous crowd for both teams here, Dan.
Yep. I don't know if there's anybody still in Wapak, because it looks like the whole town's here. Cameron Locke will kick it away from his own 20-yard line. Gets the foot into a good kick. It'll be fielded. Now Mays will let it hit and go out of bounds near the 30-yard line. High school football on Game Face Ohio is brought to you in part by Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Again, a great place. They have birthday parties, they have leagues, and also just a great place to go get dinner sometimes at night.
At the Lofts.
Yep, and hang out after the game.
Yeah. All right, so the Rough Riders, who put together a 14-play drive on their last possession, will come out now at their own 31-yard line.
Obviously not as good field position as they had the last possession. We'll see if that comes into play.
Fitzgerald stopped after a short gain across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Yeah, Paul, it takes some doing to go only 51 yards in 7 minutes.
Well, it's big. You know, people don't talk about that enough. You know, sometimes they just think that the big play will happen, so field position is really important, especially in a game like this, where you have, you know, a very, very stingy defense. It's going to be really tough to go 70 yards against this defense, but, you know, it's a lot more realistic to go 40 or 50.
Second down and 9 coming up at the 32-yard line. And it's Fitzgerald again. He dives forward for a yard, maybe 2 to the 34-yard line.
And you got to contrast this to the last possession where they were getting 3 to 4 to 5 yards on those 2 plays. You know, this time between 2 plays, they only get about 3 yards. So now that sets up a 3rd and 7. And, you know, this isn't what the offense really is set up for, especially against a very, very stout defensive unit.
6.5 minutes to go here in the half. The Rough Riders leading 7-3, and they're 4 out of 5 on third down conversions so far in this game. Howell looked like he had some problems coming away from center, and his pass down the middle of the field incomplete.
Was intended for Cameron Swanson, who's matched up with his number 6, Cam Locke. As you mentioned, there was a little bit of a fumble there on the exchange, and I think that took Locke's attention away from Swanson, who was able to get inside on him, and the opportunity was there for a first down pass.
So now a 4th down coming up. And Fitzgerald will stand at his own 19-yard line to kick it away. Cameron Locke back at the 33-yard line on the Redskins side of the field, awaiting the kick. And Locke will field it near the 30. Cuts it back to the center of the field and then trips as he goes across the 35 to the 37.
And Cameron Locke, always a danger to make a big play whenever that ball is in his hands. We've seen him score touchdowns, had a big reception for a touchdown last week against the Titans for Wapak.
High school football on Game Face Ohio is brought to you in part by Telephone Service Company, TSC. Telecommunications, service, and community. Just under 6 minutes to play here in the half. And the Redskins defense puts up a 3 and out after their offense had run just 3 plays on its last possession. Here's Metz. He finds some room. He's across midfield, and he's going to go down at the 47-yard line on the Rough Riders side.
And Swanson with a touchdown-saving tackle right there. A really big hole was opened up on the right-hand side there for the Redskins.
And that's the kind of explosiveness that Keaton Metz brings to this offense.
And that's something that, to their credit, the Rough Riders have not allowed an explosive play to happen until that play.
15-yard carry for Metz. He's in the backfield along with Eaton. Morgan under center. Handoff Eaton, this time off the left side. He goes inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. Now they'll spot him at the 44, actually. So a 4-yard pickup on first down.
You see a lot of similarities between the two teams offensively. Both of them have a wing T base. Obviously, with Coach Doug Fry being at Wapak last year, it made the transition to Coach Moyer a little bit smoother. Some of the blocking schemes and plays were very similar.
Morgan will try the hard snap count again and then looks to the sideline.
Last time they did that, they ran audibled into a bubble screen. We'll see what they do now.
Just 2 seconds left on the play clock as they hike this one. And it goes to Eaton, who goes off the right side for a short gain of a couple of yards. And we talked about the rushing game of this St. Mary's team, and they're tops in the WBL on the ground, but the second team in the Western Buckeye League running the ball is Wapakoneta.
Yeah, they know how to run the ball in the eastern Nogales County as well. So, both teams, they know each other, quite a bit. I don't think they're going to be surprised a whole lot. You do give credit right there, Julius Fisher, for really, causing a pile up last play.
Henderson in a slot inside a lock on the left side. The pitch goes to Metz. He will find the corner to the 40, to the 35, down the far sideline. He's going to get inside the 10-5 touchdown.
And Keaton Metz, that's his 7th touchdown rushing, came into the game 5th in the Western Buckeye League in touchdowns. And one thing that we have seen that's an adjustment, they feel that Metz can get to the outside. That's the 3rd time we've seen the lower quick pitch to the outside, and this time it pays off for 6 for the Redskins.
42-yard touchdown run for Keaton Metz. Tristan Meyer will be on to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Morgan. The hold is down. The kick is up. And it is good. 4:09 left in the half. And the Redskins answer with a touchdown of their own. They take the lead 10-7. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
TSC can save you money. How? TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan only from TSC.
TSC. Give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Call TSC.
The Redskins able to answer the scoring drive by the Rough Riders by putting together a 4-play, 63-yard touchdown drive that covered 1 minute and 48 seconds and ended with a 42-yard run by Keaton Metz for the touchdown.
And Keaton Metz having a big game so far, has 9 carries and 98 yards in addition to that touchdown. Coming into the game, Coach Moyer wants to get him going. He was only averaging just under 10 carries a game, so 9 carries already really paying off for Wapak.
Meyer has it teed up. And the Redskins set to kick it away. They put this one in the air for the first time tonight. It's fielded inside the 15, and a good return out across the 30 to the 31-yard line by Austin Tester.
Yeah, Dylan Kuehl with the tackle right there. First time the Redskins have kicked deep. They've been kind of doing the squib kick the first couple times, and kind of surprised me because the Redskins have been very, very successful in their kick coverage with the one big notable exception late in the game against Ottawa Glandorf last week where they were able to return for a touchdown.
Yeah, that one couldn't come at a worse time for Wapakoneta. They really had kind of controlled that game at that point, and then OG right back in it with that kick return. So the Rough Riders will try and answer back now, and the handoff goes to Spicer, who goes off the right side, and he's going to pick up positive yards up to about the 35.
You know, something that's kind of interesting on the sweep for the Rough Riders, when they're pulling both of their guards, they are getting really, really deep into the backfield. You know, a lot of times, you know, you're taught to go straighter down the line of scrimmage, but, you know, I think that they're anticipating a little bit of penetration, so they're getting a good 2 yards deep to be able to get some angles before they're turning up on that sweep.
4-yard pickup on first down for Spicer. Brings up a 2nd down and 6 for the Rough Riders. Howell will be under center here. And he hands it off Fitzgerald to the right side. He's going to get about 3 up to the 38.
Again, Coach Moyer talked about winning 1st and 2nd down so that they can win 3rd down. You know, I would say that the Rough Riders won 1st and 2nd down that time, as they have their 3rd and fairly short right here, which is what the Rough Riders want to get every possession.
3rd and 3 coming up. And just under 3 minutes to play here in this opening half.
The Walpart crowd on their feet, imploring their defense to come up with a 3rd down stop.
The pitch will go to Fitzgerald. He goes to the right side. He's going to pick up the 1st down and more, up to midfield and into Redskin territory to the 49-yard line.
Fitzgerald for the 2nd time. I believe that's his 15th rush on this game already. So Fitzgerald going to be touching the rock a lot as he gets into Redskin territory in a big 3rd down conversion for the Rough Riders.
13 yards on that carry by Fitzgerald, and a 1st down for the Rough Riders at the 49-yard line. Howell is back to pass, and that ball is slapped out of the air by Thomas Shaneline.
Yeah, Shaneline is a tremendous pass rusher. We didn't expect to see a whole lot of pass rush attempts in this game, but this time he was able to get his big hands on that ball and knock it down.
So that's 2nd down and 10 coming up for St. Mary's after the incomplete pass. That might be the only time we get to say that tonight.
You never know. Stranger things have happened in this rivalry.
We talked about the night that Keaton Metz is having. Isaac Fitzgerald also having a good night on the ground.
Well, he's going to need to. As I mentioned, he has 15 carries, has 52 yards, a little bit under his average because he is the league leader. He's averaging just under 160 yards running the ball a game.
That's something that's nice to be able to count on. Howell back to pass again. This one nearly picked off on the near side as Hall got in on that one, but an incomplete pass as it goes through his hands.
And Howell actually with the smart read on the pass, if you would have let him and put a little bit of air under it, Aaron Huffman was rotating over, and the big 6'6" junior is a pretty good ball hawk in his own right. He would have had his eyes on that ball.
So St. Mary's will come to the line on a 3rd down and 10 now. They are 5 out of 7 on 3rd downs. Howell rolling out. He's got all kinds of pressure. Now he rolls out to the far side. He's got Shaneline in his face, and he spikes it. As a flag comes down, he threw it into the ground at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, again, difference between high school football and other levels. You can't, there's no intentional grounding outside the pocket in college and high school, but even for them, they have to get the ball to at least the line of scrimmage. So even if we would have got the ball to the line of scrimmage in high school football, it still is a penalty. But Howell obviously saw Shaneline there, did not want to take the sack, but they're going to lose the yardage in terms of the penalty anyway.
Well, to be honest, Paul, if Shaneline was coming at me and I had the ball and I knew that's what he wanted, I'd throw it away too.
It's probably a pretty good idea. Yeah. And truthfully, I mean, it's a spot foul anyway. It's the same as getting tackled. You might as well try it.
Right. But it'll bring up a 4th down and 15 now as the Wapakoneta defense throws up a stop and forces St. Mary's to punt it. Fitzgerald will put the foot into it. Good kick. Backs up Locke, who fields it inside the 20-yard line. He finds some space up to the 24, and that's where Wapakoneta will come back out onto the field. High school football on Game Face Ohio is brought to you in part by the Minster Bank. Financial solutions for a lifetime. They're now celebrating 100 years with branch locations in St. Mary's, Wapakoneta, Minster, New Bremen, Sydney, and Troy.
It'll be interesting to see how aggressive Coach Moyer is with a 3-point lead in this highly emotional game with not the greatest field position this late in the half.
37-yard kick by Fitzgerald. They have a man in motion. Morgan fakes the pitch to him and takes it himself. He finds space up the middle of the field and picks up a first down to the 36-yard line.
So we see kind of a counter to that pitch play that they've been successful with Metz. And Morgan, a pretty aggressive runner as a quarterback, able to get a good gain, as we can see here for the replay. Nice hole, but when he gets contact, he's usually going to get a couple extra yards.
He will be under center here with Eaton and Metz, and Eaton will take the handoff to the right side up to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Matt Douglas right there. He either was unblocked or shed his block immediately, was able to make the tackle right in the hole.
Hey, make sure.
So that'll bring up a second down for the Redskins. And they spot the ball at the 38-yard line, so second down and 7 now. Lock wide to the near side right, and Metz wide to the far side left. Morgan will keep it himself. He's across the 40 to the 45, cuts it back to the center of the field at the 50, and goes down at the 46-yard line on the Rough Rider side of the field.
Well, Coach Moyer not super aggressive, as in he's keeping the ball on the ground, but because they've moved the ball pretty well, and had a great kick-out block right there by Corey Crawford, able to get into Rough Rider territory, and we might see them be a little bit more aggressive now as they look to score, put more points on the board.
52 seconds left as this one gets away from Morgan, and he's going to have to dive on it back at his own 44-yard line. So a big loss there on the play, and that goes back to some miscues that the Redskins had last week.
And we mentioned this earlier as well, is sometimes the people that can stop the Redskins the most is themselves. You know, we saw it with the penalty on that first possession, which may have cost them a touchdown where they had to settle for a field goal. This time a botched snap, might have cost them an opportunity to maybe score again here at the end of this half, as they definitely changed their approach on this drive.
Real eager to do anything here. The play clock is down to 10 seconds. There's 13 seconds remaining on the game clock, and it looks like Coach Moore is going to take a timeout here to discuss things and what he wants to do with his final 6 seconds of play here. So, Paul, so far we've seen pretty much what we expected out of the Rough Riders. Offensively, they've run the ball, kept it on the ground.
But when it came down to it, they had to put the ball in the air to be able to put it in the end zone. I think both teams aren't satisfied with where they are, but they'd be fairly happy where they're at. The Redskins, do have the lead with 3 points. Obviously, they feel they can be a little bit better. It looks like they're just going to take a knee here, which is, probably the correct play. Coach Fry can go into the locker room and say, hey, we were able to put together a 14-play drive against this defense. We just needed to do it again, get that lead, and then trust our defense. So, again, going to be a very, very interesting second half.
Well, and for St. Mary's, they've already forced this Redskin defense to give up their average on the season. So we'll go to the locker room in a tight one here in St. Mary's. The Redskins on top at the break by a score of 10-7. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Back back here in Skip Bachman Stadium for the start of the second half. And the Redskins on top by a score of 10-7. I'm Dan Hearn along with Paul Sadler. And we'll do a quick recap of the scoring, Paul, as it got started in the first quarter at the 4:14 mark on a field goal by Tristan Meyer. A 13-play, 55-yard scoring drive for the Redskins. That put them on top by a score of 3-0. Here's the Tristan Meyer field goal. The Rough Riders were able to answer at the 8:58 mark in the second quarter. They put together a 51-yard drive that covered 7 minutes and 4 seconds and ended with this 3-yard touchdown pass from Howell to Fitzgerald. And then the Redskins were able to get on the board again before the end of the half on this 42-yard run by Keaton Metz. That capped a 4-play, 63-yard drive. And Paul, Keaton Metz showing off his speed there on that particular play and giving the Redskins the lead. They will have the ball to start this second half, and a squib kick covered by the Redskins at the 46-yard line.
And I really don't think that was a squib kick. That was an out-and-out onside kick. Coach Fry looking to get the ball back right away, but covered up nicely there by the Redskins is Nick Stanky.
So the Redskins will get the ball to start this second half and try and add to what is a 3-point edge right now as their offense comes back out onto the field.
An excellent field position for the Redskins. So Coach Fry taking a little bit of chance. We'll see if Coach Moyer and the Redskins can take advantage of this.
Morgan coming over to the sideline now to get the play before heading back to the huddle. The play clock down to 20 seconds as the Redskins break the huddle. Locke and Metz will be wide to the right. Henderson wide to the far side left as Morgan works out of the shotgun on first down. He has time, lobs it out near side, caught by Metz down the near sideline. And he evades one tackler at the 40. He'll get down inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. And a nice first down pickup for the Redskins.
And really nice combination right there. They had Locke on the slant, who actually came open late. And then they also were able to hit the big playmaker there with Metz. Here you can see the halftime stats. Obviously not a lot of passing in the first half, only 13 combined total. Eclipsed just on that one play. And both teams having long, drawn-out possessions right now with the Redskins with a little bit of a edge there on overall yardage.
23 yards on that last play and a lot less on this play as Eaton takes the handoff and gets hit immediately as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Matt Douglas there with the stop.
Second time this game, Douglas just right in the hole, and that time Eaton had absolutely no chance.
So he'll spot the ball at the 33-yard line. Second down coming up. No gain on the play. Metz and Locke wide to the left. Henderson wide to the near side right. Eaton on the right hip of Morgan in the shotgun. Low snap. Morgan able to scoop it up. Now running. He's got pressure from behind. Fires it. And it's in and out of the hands of Cameron Locke inside the 30-yard line. And that play got ugly fast and didn't end all that well either.
Yeah, second time that they've had a problem with the snap. That's something that the Redskins really got to take care of. Morgan able to avoid disaster as he was being pursued by Julius Fisher. And the ball bounced off the hands there of Locke. So things could have been a lot worse there for the Redskins, but still not real good with a 3rd and long here.
They will come to the line of scrimmage with Henderson wide to the right and Locke wide to the left. Morgan again out of the shotgun. He will keep it himself. Goes up the middle across the 30, still on his feet, and he will fight his way down to the 25-yard line. He'll be short of the first down.
But nice called quarterback draw right there. John Eaton usually getting punishment run between the tackles with a crushing block leading up in the middle there for his quarterback Morgan. This now gives you a 4th and reasonable. Meyer has a big leg, but maybe not that big of a leg for where they're at right now. So it looks like Coach Moyer going to go for it here on 4th and 3.
So the ball at the 26-yard line on the Rough Riders side of the field. And this could be a big play as this game unfolds. Early in the third quarter here, Morgan out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, and he is back to pass. He lobs it left side, incomplete, intended for Cameron Locke. And a 4th down stop for the Rough Riders.
And they're looking for that slip screen. Mays dropped off from his defensive end line right in the path of where they wanted to throw it. Unfortunately, he didn't have vision of Locke right there, and he came open a little bit late, but by then the timing had been disrupted and becomes a big stop there for the Rough Riders.
Well, that should give the Rough Riders a boost as morale-wise, as they will take over first down and 10 with 10:07 remaining here in this third quarter, and they will bring their offense out onto the field. The pitch will go to Fitzgerald on first down, and he goes off the right side up to the 30-yard line. And that's where he's met by a mob of white jerseys. And we're joined here in the third quarter by the director of the United Way of Auglaize County, Randy Fisher. Randy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm terrific. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Good. And I understand that you are in the middle of your annual campaign right now.
We are. We're trying to raise awareness for United Way of Auglaize County, what we're trying to do countywide. This is an organization that last year funded 18 partner agencies across our county, helped over 25,000 people in Auglaize County lead a better life.
Here's the handoff on second down. And a short gain for Fitzgerald there on a second down carry. What kind of things does the United Way do for the people that you help?
Well, we really focus on the 3 building blocks to a better life in Auglaize County, which are income, education, and health. We fund a lot of agencies that you folks I know you've heard of, such as the Auglaize County Council on Aging, Cancer Association here in the county. Some of our other agencies include our food pantries, but just the things that keep people from falling through the cracks every year.
So a third down coming up now for the Rough Riders. And a 3 yards needed for the first down as Howell gets under center. The pitch will go to Fitzgerald, who goes off the right side, and he's hit in the backfield for a loss back inside the 35 at the 34-yard line. So a big fourth down coming up for the Rough Riders. What other kind of things you guys are involved in as far as, what's involved with this annual campaign?
Well, we're really excited because we have the 2 superintendents of the 2 big schools this year with Keith Horner and Sean Brown, our school chairs of the campaigns this year. They're doing a really great job for us.
Okay. Big fourth down coming up now for the Rough Riders. Howell under center on a 4th and 2. Here is Spicer off the right side, gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And it looks like he should have enough for the first down. Let's see where they're going to bring the chains in. So they will bring the chains in from the sideline. That gives us another opportunity to talk to you a little bit more, Randy, about the annual program. How can people get involved and make contributions?
Well, our office is located in downtown Wapakoneta. We service the entire county, obviously. We take payroll deduction through most people's workplace. They have an opportunity to fill out a pledge card, $1 a week, $2 a week. We'd like to talk about that can of pop that you didn't need anyway. It's the opportunity to really change life here in our county. The other way is to send a check to Post Office Box 17 here in Wapakoneta.
Okay. So a big fourth down conversion there for the Rough Riders as they continue this drive. Picking up the first down on the carry by Spicer. And the clock will run as we get close to 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Now with one receiver to the near side. And a handoff will go to Spicer, who's hit at the line of scrimmage. Not much there on the first down carry. So if I'm just an individual that lives in Auglaize County and I want to get involved with the United Way, what would I do?
Well, I would suggest you find us on Facebook. Most of our information's there. We also are online at auglaizeunitedway.org. And it really is an opportunity for us to tell our story, because one of the things that we're focusing on this year is what this place needs. And we know that we need to do a better job with helping kids succeed in school, helping families be more financially stable, and helping individuals lead healthy lives. So those are the agencies that we're trying to match with severe problems in our county, just to make it a better place to work, live, and raise a family.
Second down and 10 now. Howell back to pass. Now we'll tuck it under and go to the right side where he's met by Hall on the far sideline. Short gain, and it'll bring up a third down and long for St. Mary's. Now 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And we talked about the annual campaign and making contributions. What's the thing that the United Way needs the most? Is it volunteer hours? Is it financial contributions?
Quite honestly, it's money. We have these 18 partner agencies that are doing a tremendous job. And last year we had a great campaign. We raised $330,000 in Auglaize County. And that's a big number. But unfortunately, if we added up everything that these agencies need to operate, it's about $600,000 to give them all what they need.
Right.
So they really do a tremendous job. We just need to do a better job of funding them.
And
And an interception by the Wapakoneta defense will give the offense a short field to work with as they will have the ball in Rider territory at the 42-yard line. Adam Henderson there with the interception. He's one of the players that we talked about looking or watching for in this ball game, and he makes another big play. Well, Randy, we wish you good luck with your campaign, and we hope that you're able to raise the funds that you need to make a difference in the people's lives that you talk about.
Hey, I sure appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thanks a lot.
Why don't you give us a number again that people can call to make the contribution?
Call our phone number, 419-739-7717.
Great. Randy Fisher, the director of the United Way for Auglaize County. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Redskins with the ball. And the handoff to the right side. Short gain there for the Redskins. And Paul, while you're away, a little bit of defensive play for the Redskins.
Yeah, the Rough Riders trying to run that tight end pop pass right in the middle, getting the ball to Quinn Czar, and our player to watch, Adam Henderson, gets his 4th interception of the year, kind of stepping in right beside him.
Third down and 4 coming up now for the Redskins after a gainer off the left side. 5:15 remaining here in the third quarter. The Redskins trying to turn a turnover into points. And Henderson with an opportunity to throw the ball, looking for Locke down the center of the field, and it's in and out of his hands at the goal line. Locke gets up looking for an interference call, but he won't get it. And a 4th down and 4 coming up for the Redskins. So the Redskins trying to go to a little bit of trickery there. And the pass incomplete. Here you see the look. Henderson under pressure stayed in there and threw a pretty good ball that just did not connect with Cameron Locke, and he had Spicer in his back pocket there. 4th down and 4 now. Morgan will shift back now and kick this one away. And it's a line drive kick that's going to hit at the 1-yard line and skip into the end zone. So the Redskins not able to get any points off the turnover. Are forced off the field by the Rough Rider defense, and now the Rough Riders back out onto the field for their next possession. They'll start at their own 20-yard line. 34-yard punt by Morgan. He would have liked it to be about 33 yards and stick, but the Redskins have to settle for the ball at the 20-yard line. Howell is under center. He's trying the hard snap count. And the handoff to Fitzgerald off the right side. And the ball loose. It looks like the Redskins have recovered it near the 30-yard line. And it will be Redskin ball. So 2 turnovers on back-to-back possessions by St. Mary's have given the Redskins another opportunity. And 4:48 left in this third quarter. And the Redskins will try and cash in now on the second turnover of the night by the Rough Riders. And they have had lost the ball on back-to-back drives. An interception on their last possession, and here a fumble. And back out onto the field is the Redskin offense. Morgan will be under center. And hand it off to Metz to the right side. He fights his way inside the 30, down to the 21-yard line. So close to 4.5 remaining here in the third quarter, and the Redskins with a great opportunity here as they try to build on a 3-point edge. Checking into the ball game is Jared Cockrell. We haven't seen him tonight in the backfield. He had a huge drive
last week against OG, in which he carried the ball 6 times. He will lead block here from Morgan, who goes off the left side down to the 20-yard line. And again, a little bit of trouble with the snap there, but Morgan able to corral it that time. And we've talked about it before in this ball game that snap has been an issue in the last 2 ball games for the Redskins, and they need to get that ironed out. Morgan coming on for the sideline with the play on a 3rd down and 2 now. Redskins on the night, 4 out of 8 on 3rd down. Cockrell and Metz in the backfield behind Morgan, and the handoff will go to Cockrell, who goes off the right side. He'll be close to the 1st down. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like the 16-yard line, and that should be enough for a 1st down, and it is. So the Redskins convert their 5th 3rd down of the night.
And a big conversion right there, Dan, as the Redskins are in business and looking to go up 2 scores with this drive.
Welcome back, Paul.
Yes, some difficulties, but Todd Utrip on the case, able to get us back in.
Here's a toss to Metz, who goes off the right side. He's down inside the 15-yard line to the 13. Pickup of 3 on 1st down as we close in on 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And the little pitch play, it's got an interesting little blocking scheme to it. He's got a really good look at it.
So under 3 minutes to play here, and I guess we may not have Paul Sadler back just yet. Morgan will break the huddle. Cockrell on his right hip. He has Locke out wide to the left and Henderson wide to the right. Takes the snap. Now he's going to take it himself. Up the middle. He gets inside the 10. Down to the 5 to the 4-yard line, and that's where he's stopped. And a flag comes down late in the backfield. And it looks like it's going to be a personal foul. We'll see who they call this one on. And early indications are that it will be against St. Mary's, and that is the key. That is the case, rather. So the ball currently spotted at the 5-yard line. And we'll see where they spot this one. They will march it halfway to the end zone. So it ends up being just a 2.5-yard penalty for Wapakoneta, or excuse me, against St. Mary's. And it sets up a 1st and goal from the 3. Morgan under center. Cockrell straight behind him, and Metz to his left. And Morgan keeps it himself, and he will slide into the end zone off the left side. Well, we'll see. No indication yet. There it is. Touchdown. So the Redskins weren't able to convert the first turnover by St. Mary's into a touchdown, but they were able to do it on the 2nd turnover of the night for St. Mary's. And that's going to bring Tristan Meyer out to attempt an extra point. There's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. And it is good. And so with 2:13 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, the Redskins open up a 10-point lead. It's 17-7, and you're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Minster Bank is celebrating 100 years of serving our local communities.
We are proud of our past, and we look forward to a promising future.
Thanks for the opportunity to help our local businesses grow.
Thanks for letting us serve you past banking hours.
Thanks for letting us serve you and getting to know you personally.
Through our private wealth management department, we provide trusted investment advice.
Minster Bank's success and longevity is truly a testament to the communities and the customers that we serve.
Thanks for 100.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
2:13 remaining third quarter, and the Redskins with a 6-play, 28-yard drive covering 2 minutes and 25 seconds, capped by a 3-yard touchdown run by Cody Morgan, and it pushes their lead out to 10 here at Skip Bachman Stadium. And the Redskins getting the first points of the second half after a couple of turnovers by St. Mary's on back-to-back possessions. Gave them the ball twice inside Rough Rider territory. The second time coming at the 28-yard line. Tristan Meyer set to kick it away. And we'll see what approach they take here on this kickoff, as they've tried both the short kick and the long. This one a line drive that will be fielded by Tester at the 10-yard line. He's back up the middle of the field and runs into a couple of Rough Riders and Redskins at the 29. He'll be stopped at the 30-yard line, so that's where the Rough Riders will take over for their next possession. And for Coach Fry, he's hoping that this possession will not end like the last two as his offense comes back out onto the field. Rough Riders have some ground to make up. They trail by 2. And one of the keys to the game for St. Mary's was to play mistake-free football. They have made 2 large mistakes on the last 2 possessions and now have a 10-point hole to climb out of. Howell will take the snap and hand it off to Fitzgerald, who's met in the backfield. And I believe that was Jacob Hartman who got the first hand on him. It stopped him as he got to the line of scrimmage. He fell forward for a gain of a yard. But good penetration by the Redskin defense. Brings up a second down and 9. Howell again under center. Spicer and Fitzgerald in the backfield. Now Howell has time and now getting pressure and lobs it out to the right side where it's caught by Fitzgerald. He'll escape across the line of scrimmage and be brought down after a short gain up to the 34. That play looked like it was going to completely implode, but Howell just able to get it to Fitzgerald, and he was lucky to get 3 yards. Good pressure, and Howell was on one knee when he threw that ball, and that should have been the end of the play right there. But as it sits, and fortunate for St. Mary's that they were able to, that was not seen by the official, but clearly Howell was on one knee deep in the backfield before he threw that ball. As it sits, 3rd down and 7. Under a minute to play, third quarter. Howell fires it deep down the right side. That ball tipped and intercepted by Cameron Locke. Aaron Huffman got a hand on it, tipped it up long enough for Cameron Locke to grab it out of the air. And the 3rd turnover of the night for St. Mary's, and they have come on back-to-back possessions. And for Howell, that's his 3rd interception on the season. Excuse me, I'm sorry, for Cameron Locke, his 3rd interception. Actually, the 3rd for both. So the Redskin offense will come back out onto the field. Here's another look at that interception. And Aaron Huffman using all of his height to tip that one away from the intended receiver, and Cameron Locke in the right place at the right time to take it away. Here's the handoff. Metz off the left side, and he will find positive yards up to the 35-yard line. And a gain of 5 on 1st down as we near the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll see if the Redskins decide to run another play. They will not have to. If they decide not to. And the Redskin offense looking to the line of scrimmage as the final seconds of the 3rd quarter ticking away here. And I don't think Coach Moyer is going to run another play. 17-7, the Redskins with the lead here in St. Mary's as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. We'll be back with the final frame. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
.30 remaining here in this fourth quarter as the Redskins come to the line of scrimmage on a 3rd down and 4.
We got a bunch formation over there.
Morgan will roll out to the right, looking, fires it downfield and off the hand of his intended receiver Henderson at the 45-yard line.
Here comes the block. They're going to try to block it. Well, Dan, we'll see right here if the Rough Riders can be able to get a score as they desperately need here in this fourth quarter.
It's a 4th and 4 now at the 36, and the Redskins forced into a punt situation as Cameron Locke will stand back inside his own 25 at the 24-yard line.
And it's great to be back with you here, Dan.
Well, I'm glad to have you back, Paul, because I was running out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we have to give again Todd Utrip making a lot of trips up and down the stairs trying to get things taken care of here. We appreciate it.
They let this one hit and roll, and it takes a Redskin roll down inside the 25. It'll be down to the 23-yard line. So the Rough Rider offense, who has had a rough second half so far, comes back out onto the field.
Yeah, 3 turnovers so far this half, Dan. Obviously, they still have a chance in this game, but they have a long field to go, and they have to be able to have faith in themselves not to turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm. They have to thank their defense for keeping them as close as they are, because with the 3 turnovers, the Redskins have only been able to put up 7 points. Howell comes out, Fitzgerald and Spicer behind him as usual, and he is back to pass, fires it out to the left side, the hitch and pitch, and it's dropped by Spicer on the far side, and
if he's got that, that's a turnover.
Cottrell comes up, and the Redskins have recovered the ball.
Yeah, I think some people thought that might have been an incomplete pass, but no, on the hook and ladder, hitch and pitch, whatever you want to call it, when you get the ball and pass the ball backwards, that is a lateral and a live ball in that situation. So 4 straight possessions for the Rough Riders, as we can see right here, starting to be executed for perfection right there, and Spicer just not able to hold on to the ball after the pitch there from Randy Slife.
And Cameron Locke came up with another loose ball. So 4 turnovers on 4 possessions for the Rough Riders in this second half. And a flag down.
And they might get Coach Moyer for being on the field right there. He's well onto the field trying to get the attention of his offense, and if that's is what the call happens to be.
And they're waving off the flag, apparently. And they just threw that as an indicator that a timeout was going to be called by Moyer. So with 10:57 remaining in our game, the Redskins take a timeout. We'll do the same. It's 17-7 in favor of Wapakoneta. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country.
And together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Walpock, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
10:57 remaining in our game. I'm Dan Hearn along with Paul Sadler. The Redskins with the ball and a 10-point edge.
You got Mets one-on-one coverage out here.
Morgan fires it down the center of the field, and he overthrows his intended receiver. He was looking to connect with Cameron Locke in the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, Cameron's got a nose for the ball. He's come up with the last 2 turnovers for the Redskins. Although he did come open late, Mets was one-on-one coverage, and he's a pretty good option as well. So, Morgan has a couple weapons at his disposal. However, he is only 2 for 11 passing so far, or 2 for 10 passing.
Well, a 2nd down and 10 now coming up as Morgan brings the play in from the sideline. And Paul, if you're the Redskins now, you've been handed the ball 4 times on 4 straight possessions on turnovers by the Rough Riders. If you don't come out of this possession with some points, that's a major failure. Here's a handoff to the left side, and Morgan is going to pick up the 1st down and more inside the 15 to the 12.
Well, every possession, to get back to your point, is kind of a life of its own. You have to really look at it that you're up 10 right now with the ball and driving right here. And I tell you what, this play right here, as you can see on the replay, has been pretty darn successful for them. The called quarterback draw and a big gap that's out there after they spread out the defense. Some nice blocking up there, and Morgan just running really hard, getting 17 yards on that occasion.
He'll be working out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. That's Metz and Henderson. Locke, the lone wideout on the right side, and he has Eaton on his left hip in the backfield. Snap to Morgan, and he'll keep it himself. He goes down to the 10-yard line. Gain of 3.
At that time, Heitkamp, leading tackler, was able to take down Morgan, who come into that play with 62 yards rushing. So you have Metz over 100. You have Morgan with about 60 yards rushing as Walpock starting to exert themselves offensively.
Ball at the 10-yard line as Morgan comes into the huddle.
And they are approaching 200 yards rushing for the game. They're currently at 198.
And 200 yards on the ground is about their average for the season. Morgan will keep it himself, going off the right side. Cuts it up the center of the field. He's down inside the 5, close to the goal line. And he'll be marked down at the 1-yard line. Nice run by Cody Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan does not run the ball like a typical quarterback. He's a very physical type, away from contact, and is able to gain just a little bit extra, and also very willing to run with there's some traffic. Through this replay, Coach Moyer really put in the hands of his quarterback, this time going off tackle, and able to get good yardage as they are knocking on the doorstep of putting this game potentially away.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line for the Redskins. Morgan under center. He'll go off the left side. He falls forward for maybe a yard. Not much there. Looked like he lost his footing a little bit as he took that initial step off the left side.
Yeah, pile up made up there right there very, very quickly. Roop was able to make the play, but really Aaron McGraw was able to plug up that hole right up from the beginning.
And a penalty on the play is going to push this ball back outside of the 5-yard line to the 7, excuse me. So that could be a crucial penalty.
Well,
the Redskins.
Second time they've been in the red zone in the same area and had a penalty to back. Last time it was a 10-yard penalty. They had to settle for a field goal.
Here's the handoff to Metz, going off the left side. He'll dive inside the 5-yard line. He's close to the goal line, and he's going to be marked down at the 1. So Keaton Metz with a strong run off the left side gets 6, and a 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line coming up.
So even a whole lot of times.
So Morgan will come to the line of scrimmage. Eaton and Metz in the backfield behind him on a 2nd down and goal from the 1, and Morgan will keep it himself, and I don't know that he got in, and no indication yet, and a stop at the goal line by the defense, and St. Mary's throwing up a wall right there at the 1. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and goal. Cockrell into the ball game, replacing Eaton in the backfield. Also into the ball game for the offensively for the Redskins is Thomas Shaneline, who brings a little more beef into the backfield for them offensively. Morgan brings the play in from the sideline. There's 15 seconds on the play clock as they break the huddle. Metz will line up out to the right. Cockrell the lone setback behind Morgan, who is under center on a 3rd down and goal, and Morgan will keep it himself. He keeps moving down the line, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Morgan tried to go right off the center, slid down the line, and finally fell into the end zone off the left end. So Morgan with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night will now hold for Tristan Meyer, who will try to tack on the extra point. There's the snap, and Meyer's kick is up and good. So with 7:29 remaining in our game, the Rough Riders find themselves down by a score of 24-7. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
.29 remaining in our ball game here in St. Mary's, and the Redskins have taken advantage of 4 second half turnovers by St. Mary's, cashing in 2 of them for touchdowns, both of them short runs by Cody Morgan. Here's a flag down before the kick is away, and we'll see what that's about. The Redskins put together a 7-play drive covering 30 yards and 3 minutes and 28 seconds, and ending with a 1-yard touchdown run by Cody Morgan. The penalty will go against the Redskins here, and they'll back him up and kick it again. As this ball will be now moved back to the 35-yard line, and Meyer will tee it up to kick it away. So with 7:29 left, Redskins now with a 24-7 lead as Tristan Meyer set to kick it away. Puts the foot into it. It's a line drive kick, and it's going to be touched by Spicer and then scooped up and back up across the 30 to the 35-yard line is the return by Logan Mays. So first down for the Rough Riders at their own 36-yard line. as Howell will bring him to the line of scrimmage. One receiver wide to the left. The pitch. And off the left side is Kenning. He'll go out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
This freshman had a big game against Salina.
7:16 left in this game as we welcome Paul Sadler back to the broadcast.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. I keep coming in and out, but you can't get rid of me, Dan.
Wouldn't if I could. 2nd down and 6 now for the Rough Riders. Kenning again with the carry, and he goes off the right side. Short gain up across the 40 to the 42.
As I kind of alluded to before, the freshman who's primarily playing JV earlier this year, and the big win for the Rough Riders 2 weeks ago against Salina, had 181 yards in a breakout game with a really, really big win over their other rivals, the Salina Bulldogs.
Howell will bring him to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 4 now for the Rough Riders. And Howell is back to pass. Rolling out to the left, he fires it, and it goes off the hands of his intended receiver, Quinn Czar, near midfield, incomplete, and a 4th down coming up. Well, the Rough Riders have turned the ball over just about every other way you can. They were now in a 4th down and 4 situation. They would prefer not to turn it over on downs.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to punt this time, and really this half, Walpock really dominating. But for the game, St. Mary's only with 6 first downs. Howell kind of struggling this game, only 3 for 9 passing with 2 interceptions.
Fitzgerald will put the foot into it, and Locke will have to go back to field that one. He falls down as he makes the catch at the 20-yard line. So the Redskins will start there with their next possession. High school football on Game Face Ohio is brought to you by Owen Kitchen and Bath. For all your kitchen and bath projects, call Owen Kitchen and Bath. Featuring cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't. 37 yards on that kick by Fitzgerald. Puts the Redskins at their own 21-yard line.
You know, between the 4 turnovers for the Rough Riders that translated to 14 points this half for the Redskins, they've really exerted themselves.
Here is the handoff, and Metz, looking for the edge, dives forward across the 20-yard line to the 22, a gain of about a yard on that play.
Yeah, a rare mistake there by Metz. Didn't really read the Will Rankin right there. Instead of bumping outside, he really should have cut off the inside butt of his blocker.
So a 2nd down and 9 coming up after the short gain. Morgan will bring him up to the line of scrimmage. 1 receiver wide to the right, and a handoff goes to Metz, who goes up across the 25-yard line to the 26.
Yeah, that time Metz decided to really stay between the tackles on that play, stay between his blockers. Wasn't quite as big of a hole, but he was able to get enough of a mush to be able to gain some yardage there. Still brings up a 3rd and probably longer than they would like, but still more important thing at this point with the lead that they have, the clock is still running.
So a 3rd down and 6 as Morgan brings it in from the sideline. Redskins 6 for 11 on 3rd down conversions so far tonight. Henderson lines up in a slot inside of Locke on the right side. The handoff goes to Eaton, who goes off the right for about 2 yards up to the 28. And a 4th down coming up for the Redskins here with under 5 minutes to play in the game.
Yeah, but Coach Moore is going to wait for the ball to be blown into place to leave that clock as long as possible before sending his punt team out there.
So the Rough Rider defense does what they needed to do. Get their offense back out onto the field.
And the Rough Riders looking to send a block right here. You know, they have blocked earlier this year.
And the Redskins don't like what they're seeing. They're going to take a timeout. 4:22 left in the game. The Redskins in control here in the 4th quarter. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge Bundle Plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge Bundle Plan, only from TSC.
TSC. Give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Call TSC.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Just 4:22 left in our game as the Redskins come out set to punt it away now. They took a timeout to make sure they had their punt team prepared for the pressure that St. Mary's looks like they're going to apply here. Locke gets the foot into it and gets it away quickly. Fitzgerald will call for the fair catch. Then it goes off his hands and is scooped up by the Redskins, who run it down the near sideline. But
yeah, on a muffed punt, you can't advance it. So the ball's going to be dead where they picked it up at. So Steinke picks it up and gets possession for the Redskins. It's the 5th turnover of the game, all in this half for the Rough Riders. But the excitement of going down the sidelines, sorry, rules are rules, Dan.
He did look excited, didn't he? So the muffed punt now gives the Redskins the ball back, and inside the 40-yard line of the Rough Riders. And
the Rough Riders just got to be, sick with the way that they've with their ball possession this half. They played pretty well at halftime. We mentioned that they had to feel not satisfied but happy where they were. But you're going to turn the ball over against anybody, you're going to have a tough time, let alone against the undefeated Wapak Redskins.
Hand off to Eaton, who is stacked up, fights his way across the 40 to the 39-yard line. So a good effort by Eaton, just not much there.
Yeah, Spencer Now's really plugged that hole for the St. Mary's defense. And, you've got to give some credit to the defense here. I know that it looks like they've given up a lot of points with 24 points, but they've been really put in a tough spot, with all the turnovers that they've seen here in this half.
Yeah, because of the 5 turnovers thus far, only 2 of them have resulted in points. Lock wide to the right as Morgan is under center with Eaton behind him. 2nd down and 9. They fake the pitch, and now Morgan keeps it himself. He's going to get inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. And the Redskins have had all kinds of success with Cody Morgan running the ball.
Yeah, they've had a really interesting wrinkle right there where, they're threatening you from the outside with the run with Metz, which they took to the house earlier in the game. And now they're threatening to the middle with the same action. And that's really going to be putting your inside backers in a quandary. Do you go out to try to get Metz on the sweep, or do you stay there and wait for the quarterback? So a very well-designed play by Coach Moyer in the offense.
3rd down and 4 now for the Redskins. The handoff to Metz, left side. He'll get down to the 30-yard line, and he'll be close to another 1st down. So they spot it right at the 30-yard line. It'll bring up a 4th down now for the Redskins. And a timeout going to be taken by St. Mary's before this 4th down play. 2:33 left in our game. Redskins on top. Here in St. Mary's, you're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio. You got something?
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With Telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because GA Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, GA Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, think green.
2:33 left in this one here in St. Mary's, and the Redskins have taken advantage of a lot of turnovers by the Rough Riders to build a 24-7 lead. And a handoff up the middle is Cockrell. He's still on his feet inside the 20, still fighting, down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
And Cockrell, again, defensive player, a linebacker, leading tackler for this team. We saw last week get some critical fourth down reps and carries. You see a 4th and 1 here at the end. Just a tremendous, nice job cutting back, avoiding some ankle tackles, and able to advance the ball for a first down. And in essence, put this game nearly on ice now.
They'll spot it at the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Redskins after the 20-yard run by Cockrell. And here's Morgan, who takes it down close to the 5-yard line. Morgan having a good night running the ball, Paul.
Yeah, and Coach Moyer right now, with under 2 minutes to go, it's in a little weird territory. There's too much time where you want to take a knee, but I don't think he wants to really kind of exacerbate this rivalry either by looking like they're going to push the ball in. At least I don't think so. So he went with a little safe quarterback sneak right there. Won't be surprised if that's the call from here on out before maybe they even take a knee as the Redskins look to push their season to 8-0 and stay undefeated.
And Morgan will take the knee now. And you can hear a little bit of disagreement in the crowd, but I think you're always going to have that.
Luckily, Coach Moyer is doing the right thing, and truthfully, I really don't have a lot of patience for fans in the stands calling for running up the score with a minute to go. So I don't know if our mics are picking that up, but pretty disappointed to hear that. But, don't let that take away from the tremendous effort on both sides right here. The Rough Riders, with a really, really good fight, especially in that first half, do a better job taking care of the football. But the big story from this is the Redskins that much closer to getting their first WBL championship since 2006.
Morgan takes the knee again with 40 seconds remaining. And Coach Moyer fired up on his sideline. He has to be impressed with the play of his Redskins here in this second half, as they built on a 3-point halftime lead and continued to take advantage of the turnovers by the Rough Riders to push the lead out to 24-7.
And you can't say enough about Coach Moyer. Came into this with a 58-game regular winning streak from Bucyrus, and then it's won the last 8. This is be 64 regular season games in a row for Coach Moyer, and an important win here for the Redskins.
Well, the Redskins push their record to 8-0 with this win here tonight by a final score of 24-7. We'll be back to wrap it up. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome back into the stadium here in St. Mary's and the Game Face Ohio post-game show as we wrap things up in a WBL contest. Let's start with a look at the scoring summary. The Redskins got things started with the 4:14 mark in the first quarter. A 13-play drive ended with this 23-yard Tristan Meyer field goal. And then the Rough Riders of St. Mary's were able to answer back at the 8:38 mark in the second quarter with a 14-play drive of their own, capped by a 3-yard touchdown pass from Hal to Fitzgerald. The Redskins finished the first half scoring with a 4-play drive covering 63 yards on a 42-yard run by Keaton Metz, and we went to the locker room with a 10-7 Redskin lead. In the second half, it was all Redskins. They took advantage of 5 St. Mary's turnovers and put together a couple of scoring drives, a 6-play 28-yard drive capped by a 3-yard Cody Morgan run, and then a 7-play 30-yard drive also capped by a Cody Morgan run, this one a 1-yard run, and that finished the scoring for both sides as the Redskins come away with the win by a final score of 24-7 here at Skip Bachman Stadium. And I'm Dan Hearn along with Paul Sadler, and Paul, let's take a look at final statistics from tonight's ball game.
Yeah, definitely. Turnovers really told the difference here, but definitely Walpock was able to also have a large advantage on the ground. 247 yards the Redskins rolled up compared to the top-ranked running team, St. Mary's, 107. And they had come in the game averaging over 300 yards a game on the ground. Both passing teams had a little tough time getting the ball in the air. Going over to individual stats, we'll start with St. Mary's. Dustin Howell, only 3 for 9 passing for 8 yards. Does have that touchdown and 2 interceptions. On the ground, Isaac Fitzgerald, 21 carries for 75 yards, and Spicer chipped in 16. Going over to Walpock, Cody Morgan again had a tough time passing the ball, even though both quarterbacks really efficient coming into the game, had a tough time against the defenses that presented themselves tonight. Morgan 2 for 10 passing for only 31 yards. A lot more effective on the ground as Morgan put up 80 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. And Keaton Metz also put up 126 yards on 16 carries and a touchdown.
Well, it's time now to select our Owen Kitchen and Bath player of the game. And, Paul, this game came down to the defense for Wapakoneta. They forced 5 turnovers in this game and really played well.
Yeah, it was a 3-point game and then a flurry of turnovers in the second half. And truthfully, it came a pretty difficult decision to give it to one person. So we decided to give it to the 11-plus players that donned the field for the Redskins on defense.
And an impressive performance by this defense that held St. Mary's to a little over 100 yards offensively, a team that came in averaging over 400 yards offensively. So that's a pretty impressive performance.
And over 30 points a game. So for the second week in a row, the Redskins met the top-ranked WBL offense. And in most cases, they probably won't be the top-ranked WBL offense going into next week, as Coach Vol, the defensive coordinator for the Redskins, has to be very, very proud of the effort of that unit.
Our next broadcast will be next Friday night as we'll be back in Wapakoneta as the Redskins will be hosting the Cougars of Van Wert. That's our feature contest. Our bonus game will be the OG Titans right here at Skip Bachman Stadium taking on the St. Mary's Rough Riders. We want to thank our crew who worked really hard tonight to get us on the air and keep us on the air. Todd Utrip, our producer, our technical director, Adam Dell, our statistician, A.J. Lisi, our cameraman, Jim Miller, Justin Orfel, Josh Miller, Luke Catahenry, Cody Voorhees, Dylan Locke, and Jordan Minning. And I want to thank our sponsors who allow us to be here each week. They include the Telephone Service Company, Minster Bank, Owen Kitchen and Bath, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency, Frost Roofing, the United Way of Auglaize County, Stolly Insurance, the Wapakoneta Family YMCA, Astro Lanes, the Evening Leader, G.A. Windsor and Sons, and the Wapakoneta Daily News. Again, the final score here tonight as the Redskins improve to 8-0. They win by a final of 24-7. Thanks for joining us, everybody. For Paul Sadler, I'm Dan Hearn, and you've been watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.